Yes, I think you should. In a more serious tone, I'm here to talk about the Edge of Fate release for Destiny 2, which just came out on Tuesday, July 15th, and I spent the first 36 hours after release spending every waking minute just grinding the heck out of that game, getting through the campaign, getting through some of the new portal features, and I just wanted to share my thoughts and opinions with you. So if you're unfamiliar with me, my name is Spuds. I am your friendly neighborhood potato who loves making Destiny 2 content and sharing it with friends, trying to help everybody get a little better at this game. And I also play some horror, I play some other narrative games just kind of on the side here and there. So make sure if you're interested in that kind of content, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things, and let's get into the video. But wait, are you interested in being able to play the Edge of Fate without needing to pay anything to be able to get into it? Well, I got news for you. Down in the description of this video, we're running a giveaway where we're giving away one key of Destiny 2's The Edge of Fate expansion to one lucky winner. Make sure you check that link out down below, like, subscribe, share this video with everyone that you can, because we need to get as many people involved in this as we possibly can. Or, don't, and then maybe you'll actually be a winner. Who knows? Make sure that you look at the description down below. That's where you can find all the rules, all the entry guidelines, and good luck. So as soon as you log into Destiny 2's Edge of Fate, the very first thing that you're going to encounter is two different cutscenes. The first is the cutscene that shows Orin, a Titan that has been serving as the emissary to the Nine for the last several years, choose to quit her position as the emissary and take back her will and make it her own once again. Following that, we then see a cutscene of Ikora Rey with two of her hidden agents walking through the EDZ, getting surprised by a subway that just comes out of nowhere and almost takes them out, with a message that seems to be suggesting that Ikora Rey and the Guardian are being invited to Kepler by the Nine with a special message from 3. The first campaign mission gets you right into Kepler, making you understand the area around you, getting used to the new Matter Spark ability that lets you turn into a little glowing ball as you maneuver around the planet, and also getting acclimated to some of the new enemies that are Elixni with strand and stasis abilities. The House of Exile has lived here on Kepler since long before the events of any Destiny game, and we are only just meeting them for the first time. We then are introduced to Lodi, who's our funky new just a guy companion for Kepler, as he has found that he has been just whisked away from wherever he was and is questionably either been on Kepler for 4 weeks or just a few hours. It's hard to tell between his journal notes and his 5 o'clock shadow. All in all, as far as expansion quality and content and length is concerned, it's really no bigger than previous expansions like Shadowkeep or Rise of Iron from Destiny 1, which doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. It just doesn't mean that it's as big or extreme of an expansion for story as the Final Shape or the Witch Queen. However, what it lacks in size, it definitely makes up for in its replayability and side quests that are attached. As you proceed throughout the campaign, you are put on quests to go unlock the other 4 areas of Kepler that span out from the middle section of the map. In each one of these quests, you have to go and capture what are called strangelets, which look like these funky little cool hourglass items. You ultimately have to bring them back to the center area and integrate them at the altar of relativity, thus unlocking a whole new section of the map for you to go patrol in. Once you unlock that section of the map, you are able to drop a new landing zone, and there are other little, what me and my friends started calling blue flag missions, that are just quests that are there to help you learn some more about the lore and the area and other characters that are involved in the campaign. I found each of these new sections of Kepler to be quite interesting, because from the outset, Kepler seems to be a planet that has been infected with fungi and other such materials that makes the planet not exactly look familiar. But the more and more you dive into it, the more and more you start to see places that are also reminiscent of places like Io and Mercury. I am sure at some point somebody is going to argue about, oh no, it's recycled content. But the truth is, the way that it's been tailored and restructured is it doesn't feel exactly like a copy paste, but you can definitely see the influences from a place like Io on Kepler. Don't worry, if you're trying to stay away from spoilers, I'm certainly not going to give anything away as far as the story is concerned, but I really like this point that we're at, starting a new saga in Destiny, where we have a very clear direction forward, which was not something that we had back when Destiny 1 started, and even then it wasn't really fully there when the Light and Darkness saga truly started in Shadowkeep. As far as mission variety within the context of the story, it's not really anything different from anything we've already experienced. You're going to have missions where you're delving deeper into locations to go find objects, to then go return somewhere else. You're going to have quest steps that are, hey, go talk to that person, go talk to that person. And then you're going to have a big, lengthy final mission that is going to have mechanics that all build on top of everything you've already experienced throughout the campaign, plus some new fun little tweaks that are all going to culminate in one final experience. But some of the mission variety really comes through when you're handling those blue flag missions and doing other quests that come along after the campaign, like the Explore Kepler Fabled quest, where you're doing the Fabled difficulty of the same quest to unlock each different area of Kepler, and a couple of new secret activities that you have to figure out how to do. One big critique that I have about the end game activity for Edge of Fate is that I really wish the new Civ activity wasn't as time gated as it is. I love the concept that there is an activity that is active on Kepler for a period of time. I just wish I didn't have to wait 2 hours before I get to play it again. Honestly, the types of puzzles and the direction that they took with unlocking different areas and being able to further the story however you choose to unlock those areas is kind of a new interesting take for storytelling in Destiny. The one drawback that I had from this type of storytelling is there are some voice work and dialogue that seems out of place if you don't do it in a quote-unquote correct order. Sometimes you'll hear Lodi say something that you say, oh, I haven't experienced that yet. And then when you come to it later, you're like, okay, that makes sense. Or somebody will make some sort of reference. It's little things like that that didn't really fully flesh out in this new non-linear style story, because they obviously still crafted a lot of the campaign things like this was going to be linear. But the activity and the expansion style is non-linear. One of the biggest and heaviest talked about topics before the Edge of Fate launched was about the Armor 3.0 and the tier system for loot. I think both of these systems add some new interesting way to keep the loot grind alive as players keep playing this game. Personally, I'm still trying to find what matters and what to keep at the moment. I built a build right at the end of Final Shape with the intention of knowing how those stats were going to translate from Armor 2.0 to Armor 3.0. So that way I knew what my build was going to be as I played through the legendary version of the campaign. And I even told my fire team, listen, this is my build going forward. I think the only change I made was I switched out a heavy weapon. But now that I've started acquiring new armor pieces and I'm trying to understand how the stats work now, I'm finding it interesting that the push isn't, oh, well, I now have an armor piece that is going to fit this slot, let's keep it. No, the idea is that we have that, which is a good baseline for this build, but we can make it better by going and grinding to tier 3 and plus loot. As of right now, I only have like 2, maybe 3 tier 3 armor or weapons, but I'm not finding that my builds suffer near as much as you would think by watching any any YouTube video that has come out since June about these new systems. I think with the Armor 3.0 and the tier system for both armor and weapons, this has been a great improvement towards the loot grind, and I'm looking forward to regrinding a lot of those things that I already had in order to make my builds even better. During my 36 hours, I only played with the portal a little bit because I was really focused on trying to make sure that I got through the campaign and fulfilling all of the missions on Kepler. One interaction I did have with the portal, however, is that it is very easy and intuitive to understand. However, I feel like to some degree as a veteran player, I'm a little limited on what I can and cannot choose to do. So here's the final verdict. If you choose to purchase the Edge of Fate, you will get access to the Edge of Fate campaign, you will get access to the new Kepler destination, and you will get access to the new raid when it launches this Friday, July 18th. You will also receive the rewards passes, you will receive the new exotics, you will receive all of the things that come with Kepler and the Edge of Fate campaign. So with all of the content that's coming for specifically the Edge of Fate, is it worth the $40 price point? I think if you're completely new to the game, this $40 price point is well worth it and is a good entry point to getting more into the game outside of the free-to-play version of Destiny 2. The Kepler destination is awesome. I really enjoy it. I had a hard time pulling myself out of it in order to go play with the new portal activities. I think the end game loop is definitely there to be able to keep people more motivated to playing as you progress to getting higher and higher difficulty tiers, and then in the portal with higher difficulty being added through its own difficulty tiers and other modifiers that you can add to make each activity more difficult. As far as trying to compare it to previous expansions, I definitely think it is more in line with Shadowkeep style expansion. When Shadowkeep first came out, it was really the start to the Light and Darkness saga. It brought some good quality of life updates, and it gave us a good, interesting story that helped move the universe of Destiny forward. I think that's exactly what we're getting here in Edge of Fate. I think that Edge of Fate is coming with great quality of life improvements by way of the portal and through the loot tiers and even the world tier system. I think with Edge of Fate, you're getting a lot of those same quality of life that we got for free in Shadowkeep as well. There are definitely lots of things that have gotten better with this Edge of Fate expansion. And then the $40 goes to give you a good story, a great location, and some awesome exotics to get to experience. So do I think you should buy it? Definitely. Are you a veteran player? I think you would like to play this. I think this is interesting. We're starting to talk about the 9, which was always something in the lore that we never really talked about. We had the trials of the 9 when Destiny 2 Vanilla launched. We've had various references to the 9 over the lifespan of Destiny, and we even just finished Rite of the 9 prior to the Edge of Fate launch. So now that we're in the Edge of Fate and we are now starting the new Fate Saga, we are getting lots of awesome new tidbits about what the 9 are, what they mean, what their abilities are, how they push us forward, and I'm interested to see how this goes forward. So this expansion is great for veteran players. If you're a new player and you're curious about this expansion, I think it is also a good purchase for you as well, because this is a brand new story. You don't really have to have been playing the game for 10 plus years to know everything as we move into the Edge of Fate. As far as my ranking of this expansion amongst other expansions, I think it's above average for sure. I don't think it is in my top 3 expansions, but it is by no means at the bottom of my list. I really enjoyed the Edge of Fate, and I think you will too. So with that said, friends, I plan to get back to streaming on July the 22nd, diving right back into week 2 of the Edge of Fate to see what things are coming our way, to see what the Edge of Fate looks like post the raid, and to see how we're going to keep playing the game moving forward. As I said before, my name is Spuds. I make a lot of Destiny content and I play some other narrative and horror games. If that's something that is interesting to you and you want to stick around, make sure that you hit subscribe, you like this video, leave a comment down below letting me know what you're most curious about for the future of Destiny 2. And with that said, friends, I will catch you in the next video.